Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Finally back on the road. It has been cold and miserable here in Ohio, and I got fed up with these back brakes squeaking, so I fixed it myself. And I apologize, I was going to record a video. I started recording it and got into it and kind of forgot to talk, forgot to move the cameras, and took a little longer than I thought. So I kind of scratched or ditched that whole recording. But as you can see, as we stop here, there are no squeaks. And I also took the opportunity to put some centered front rear brake pads on, some new ones. The other ones were fine. There was nothing wrong with them necessarily, but these do give a bit better grip, I'll be honest, and it feels a little more stable. The only thing I was an idiot and I didn't take pictures of stuff as I took it apart, and I got to the rear wheel and I put this little spacer nut between the wheel and the swing arm, and it's supposed to go on the other side of the swing arm. I wondered why when I was putting it all back together, the shock, trying to get the shock back on, was a big huge pain in the butt. And when I got it all back together and I took a test ride, my speedometer didn't work. My ABS stayed on, and my traction control was not working. So I thought about it, did some research, and I was like, you know what, I bet you the sensor is sticking too far away from the wheel to pick up any speed, and that was absolutely the case. So I got up this morning. I did have a job interview this morning, and then after that I got outside and I took everything back apart. Luckily I didn't have to take the wheel off again. It was just up to the wheel point. So muffler off, swing arm off, shock off, and then I put it all back together in the correct order, and everything is working great now. I'm just taking a first kind of major test ride right now. I took it around the neighborhood, but I want to get up to speed a little bit here after I feel comfortable. You really got to torque that wheel nut to like 80 foot-pounds. I got it on tight. I feel confident. But you know, when you're doing your own service work, it always makes you nervous. So I am going to just go around the neighborhood here a little bit and just kind of test it out. Get back to the house, make sure everything's still tight after my muffler cools off. But thank you to Scooter West and Robot and all of his videos on how to do stuff like this, because otherwise I would have never even tried it. But yeah, it seems stable. I could have used a little bit better 6mm Allen key, but it did the job. I may have to invest in something I can put on my impact driver if I continue to do this stuff. But yeah, so apologies, haven't been around a while. Just had a lot going on. I've been trying to redo my personal website as a marketing tool to get a job, and then I have also been building my wife's business website. So I've been a little busy and haven't got out, especially with the way the weather's been, riding a whole lot. But I really love the feel of these brakes now. They feel great. So basically what I did not change the rear pads. I changed the front pads. Like I mentioned, I put centered ones on the front pads. But the rear ones were not worn down, and they look good compared to the new ones. I did buy a pair of new ones from Scooter West, and I kept them for another time. But Basically what I also bought at Scooter West, and Robot's got a video on this, you buy these like rubberized little pads. They look like kind of like short pieces of black tape, but they're rubberized and they got a stick on the back. And so you, on the back of the brake pad where the calipers push on it, you put these rubber pads on, and that solved the problem. I also bent the pen. There's this clip pen that went, well, you take a pen out and this clip falls out, and then that holds your brake pads kind of against everything, kind of like a tension thing. And I bent that just a tad to get it a little bit tighter, which he also mentions in his video. And the video was a little different because it's from a couple years ago on a different model GTS, but I was able to get the basics of it and kind of improvise. They've not all changed that much in recent years. I imagine if you had a really old Vespa, it might be quite a bit different. But yeah, it worked out really well. So I think this feels good enough to me that I'm gonna get up to speed here and try a 55-mile-an-hour road. I also wanted to ride over a few bumps just to make sure that the shocks feels good. And yeah, these brakes feel really good now. Those little pads too kind of take up a little space in there, so it makes everything a little bit tighter. But I think that's the brake pads themselves, or the rotors, was not actually what was squeaking. It was the back of the pad onto the caliper, like I think it's a caliper, if I'm saying the right thing. Hopefully I am. The things that push your brake pads against the rotor. Anyway, I think that's where the squeaking was coming from. And I did a couple times try to like clean out the brakes, and when I cleaned some stuff out, it seemed to quit for a little while and then it would start back up again. So I think it was just that metal rubbing against the back of the brake pad that was causing that squeak. But yeah, happy I got it sorted out, and it's all working real well now. It was freaking me out yesterday when I had it on wrong and my speed wasn't even registering. I'm like, oh crap, what did I do? Did I break the sensor? But all I did was the sensor line comes out of the engine area, and then it mounts to the swing arm. And all I did was take the 2 screws and then the small little, it's just like an 8mm bolt that holds the sensor in the little hole against the wheel. Anyway, I just took it out and let it dangle. I never touched it really, or I was like, it can't possibly be damaged. So, and I was right. Yeah, so glad that's worked out. I'm hoping the job interview today works out. I think it went pretty well. I do have some contract work I can handle. The full-time job market is rough right now. I think I will pull over here at some point and try to get my GPS app out and make sure my speedometer is accurate. It feels like I'm going 45, but yeah, when I squeeze these brakes now, it's especially the front, much better, much better. So I hope everybody's been doing well. I know the weather's starting to get cooler. I know some people like to ride when it's cold, and I'm not so much into that. I'm gonna be honest. Anything like 58 degrees and below is a little chilly for me, but I'll still do down to maybe 52. But beyond that, I don't really like to get thermals on and layers and reach a destination and sweat my ass off. So I'm really not into that so much. So that being said, I'm not sure how many more videos this year I'm going to record. It's supposed to be in the 70s here until like Thursday. It's Monday right now, and then cool off again. So we'll see. But I'm hoping I can get, a few more rides in. I also would be remiss if I didn't come back to the motorcycle conversation. So Triumph, of course, it's motorcycle release year or time of year, right? So new models are coming out. And Triumph just released the new Speed Twin 900, and it's got this like white tank with these blue and orange stripes on it, and I just love that color. Oh my gosh, kind of in love with that bike, I'm gonna be honest. Now granted, I've never sat on one, never rode one, so we'll see how it goes when I test ride one, which may be not till next, well, it won't be till next year because they're not gonna arrive in dealerships till like February. So but that bike looks really nice. So hitting the 50 mile an hour, 55 roughly. Bike feels pretty good. It's a tad windy today. Anyway, shout out to Four Wedge, who got him a new motorcycle, which I'm still looking at that one as well. They have that tank in a chrome and orange color too, I believe. First, I thought it was this past year, 24 maybe, which I really liked. But it's a sharp looking bike he's got, and he's been having fun learning on it, so. Nice Four Wedge. Just wanted to say so in voice and not just in a comment on your channel there. And I'm glad you're enjoying it. So I'm not going to push it too much on this first ride, but I did want to get up to speed, and I'll go home, let the muffler cool off, and then I will just make sure things are tight still, and we should be good to go. The rear wheel has quite a bit going on. I mean, even if it would happen to get loose, it's not going to fall off your bike, but the front wheel is just 5 bolts. And those brake pads were super simple to swap out. Didn't have any problem with those. So yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to keep this shorter than most of my videos, and leave you with this. And hopefully you're having a great day. And if you're out riding or have something to ride, do it safely. Have a good time. And I'll catch you on the next one. Later.